Almost every single mom has done shitty things in Game of Thrones. Yeah, you know who you are. And I gotta figure out exactly how bad they are in motherhood by ranking them in this super official tier list. But I was having a hard time coming up with naming the actual tiers. Ooh, we should use ChatGPT! Alright, let's see what it's got. Why is it doing alliterations? Catastrophic chaos creators, mediocre maternal mayhem, supreme mommy nightmares. Okay, this is pretty fucking good. I'm not gonna lie. Thanks, ChatGPT. Wait, before we move on, remember, this tier list is intended for humorous purposes only. And all moms deserve appreciation for their efforts. Remember that, guys. Oh yeah, by the way, we're not gonna do any dad jokes because that wouldn't make any fucking sense here. I feel like Catelyn's a pretty good place to start. Catelyn, I think, is actually a pretty damn good mom. The only exception to that is Jon Snow. And arguably, she ain't his mama. I think that just like an adoptive mother would be considered the mother, I think that she is his mom. So I feel like the way she treats Jon Snow is gonna count against her. I mean, as far as I could tell, she treated all her other children, Bran particularly, she was at his bedside every day when he was hurt. She really loves her children. During the Red Wedding, she tried to hold one of Walder Frey's wives hostage. Like, she was willing to sacrifice herself for her son. That's the most loving thing you can do as a mother. Okay, if she's a mom to Jon, then she's D tier. Not the worst, but all her other children outweigh Jon, unfortunately, I think. That's interesting. Maybe we do, fuck. I'm stuck. I'm really stuck. He was a bastard. This is a super public mark of shame over. Damn, maybe you're right, actually. Maybe you know, you might have changed my mind. Let's split it, fuck it. So Catelyn number 2, if you consider Jon her son, she's D for me. She's F if you don't consider Jon as her son, in my opinion. Cersei. So I think overall, not a bad mom. I agree. I think that she actually is a decent mom. The other side of that, though, is that she is pretty fucking selfish. I think that she sometimes says that she cares about her children and does stuff for her children under the guise of doing stuff for herself. Now, I don't think she can be F. I don't think she can quite be F. Because, I mean, she did treat her kids pretty nicely, and she did care for them a lot. She showed them a lot of love. Tommen and Myrcella actually turned out shockingly pretty decent. So I think she's gonna go C or D for me. D feels a little high, but that might be me being misguided by how shit of a person she is. But I'm trying to be unbiased and just judge just on her motherliness. I'm actually okay putting her in D tier. I'm actually okay putting her in D tier as a mom, strictly mom. Now on to one of our favorite mothers in the entire show. I'm just gonna tell you right now, this is F tier. Because this is the direwolf mother from season 1. Basically, as soon as you get into the show, episode 1, we see this direwolf killed by a stag on the ground, bleeding out. And what does she have next to her? A litter of 6 puppies, and she defended them from this evil stag. She died for her children. What more could you ask for? This is the Qyburn. This is the Qyburn of mothers. Ellaria had 3 daughters. Wait, hold on. Those are her 3 daughters, right? Father's Oberyn. Mother is not Ellaria. Shit. What about Tyene? Mother is not Ellaria. Mother is not Ellaria. Huh. We'll just use her as a mother figure. I think she's a pretty decent mom, though, to them. Mom. Obviously, her children are kind of fucking crazy, but she raises them to be, like, very strong, independent women, you know? Like, she acts as a mother even to Oberyn's kids who aren't hers, so... Oh, that's a good point. That's a very good point. We can compare it to Catelyn also. Catelyn has a bastard who should be her son, or at least like she should treat him way better, but she treats Jon like shit. Ellaria, on the other hand, actually treats her bastard children really well. In fact, so well that I didn't even realize they weren't her daughters. Honestly, maybe she does belong in F. I'm gonna leave her in F, I think. I cannot think of a single fucking thing that she did that was bad. She always involved them in her plots. I mean, that's mother-daughter bonding time right there. What more could you ask for? Lysa. Yeah, I think Lysa's a pretty shit mom as well. Not the worst, but I mean, come on. Robin Arryn is like the brattiest brat of all fucking children. And the breastfeeding thing, bro, that's fucking weird. That's fucking weird. The kid's gonna get bullied. Like, how is he gonna be king when they literally saw him sucking on his mom's titty until he was like 10. I mean, she's not S tier. She's not, because she does love him. She just spoiled the shit out of him. I think it's A though. I think it's A tier bad. Love is only gonna get you so far, and that's wisdom from JB. Let's do Lyanna. Now, if you are a season 8 believer, which I am not because fuck that season, or if you're a book reader or, you know, whatever, general Game of Thrones fan, everyone knows R plus L equal J. It's very, very, very highly theorized that Lyanna is Jon's mother. And if that's true, I actually think she is a fantastic mother. She is literally equivalent to this direwolf. Is that what that's supposed to mean? Holy shit. Is Lyanna the direwolf? She effectively sacrificed her own body to save her child, and she gave him to one of the best fucking people in the realm. She gave him to Ned Stark, who's arguably one of the most, or not, if not the most honorable person in the realm, and has a lot of power too. I think Lyanna really just did the right thing. Yeah, I mean, she wasn't a mother for a very long time, so, you know, she was F tier for all about 2 minutes. Let's go ahead and do, what's her name? Melissa? The moms honestly don't get nearly as much screen time or display on the show. Interestingly enough, this is actually kind of interesting. I had so many more fathers to choose from. Yeah, I mean, Melissa showed, there's actually just one scene with her, but I thought I might as well include her. It seems like a super nice mom, to be honest. She seemed like she's likely an F tier, maybe a D tier, because maybe she doesn't stand up to her husband enough about Sam, but it's super, super speculatory. I'm gonna go ahead and put her in F tier because the only thing we see about her is, one, when she sees Gilly and Sam come back, she's like, oh my god, it's Gilly, and then she sees the baby and she's like, oh my god, a baby, like, oh, that's so glad, I'm so glad for you. Like, she's so happy for her son. First, she defended her son Sam from the father. Oh my god, I didn't include him in the dad tier list. I just realized. Oh man, we'll do that at the end, when he was going off on Gilly for being a wildling and he was saying all kinds of nasty things there. She stood up and was like, I'm not gonna take this, I'm taking Gilly, I'm getting out of here. That's a super dope mom thing to do. Let's do Olenna. Olenna Tyrell. She has so how many children does she have? Is it just Marjorie and Loras Tyrell, the Knight of the Flowers? Oh wait, oh, those are her grandchildren. Shit. I always thought Mace was her husband. I don't know shit about Mace. All I know is that Mace is kind of a pushover. I'm gonna have to base most of this on Marjorie and Loras. Olenna openly describes him as an oaf, though not out of spite. So Olenna is, what is she? The Queen of Thorns? She's very brutal in her words. I actually think she's a pretty good mother. I can't really consider Mace that much, like I said, but a grandmother to Loras and Marjorie. I will say though, she's very, very similar to a female Tywin. Olenna definitely has her house in the forefront of her mind. She wants to keep her family line going. She cares a lot about that, but I think she tries not to put her family in such bad positions and like just discards whatever they think or care about. Her grandchildren seem to like her enough, especially Marjorie. Marjorie seems to really like Olenna, as far as I could tell. I mean, she was hanging around her quite a bit. Yeah, Olenna doesn't let Joffrey live. So I think she kills Joffrey because he is just terrible in general, and he doesn't want him to hurt Marjorie or anything like that. Even though Marjorie was starting to change Joffrey a little bit, which was really cool to see. I think I put her in F. She is really rude, but I mean, like, you know, whatever. Like, I'll put her mid F maybe, because she is really rude. Let's go on to Selyse, the mother of Shireen. Not too much screen time again, this is getting kind of interesting. A lot of these mothers don't have nearly as much screen time as the dudes. The men, the manly men. But I do think Game of Thrones is a critique of the patriarchy, is one of the many things that it critiques. But anyway, so Selyse pre-burning, I think Selyse did not like Shireen. There was that one scene where she was talking about Shireen's grayscale, and she was saying that it was a punishment. And that's not like a super terrible thing to say because she's super religious. I don't think she even really treats Shireen much of a daughter because she's disfigured. I mean, she praises her miscarriages and jars, which I wouldn't even say is a good motherly thing to do. That's just fucking weird. So yeah, I think at best she's neglectful. But then, of course, there comes the burning. at first was fine with it. She thought it was what the Lord of Light wanted. She loved the Lord of Light. But when she saw her daughter actually about to get burned and crying out for her mother to come save her, her motherly instincts kicked in and she tried to save Shireen. And of course, afterwards, she felt so guilty, so guilt-ridden, so depressed that she committed suicide. And not to say that's a good motherly thing to do, but it showed that she actually did really care about Shireen. Allowing your daughter to, or agreeing, letting your daughter get burned alive. You went from B tier to S tier. Just like Stannis. But I'm gonna bring her down to A because she tried to save her. Is that terrible for me to say? Is that terrible? Maybe I'll put her high A tier. Is that terrible if you are like, yeah, torture my child? Wait, no, don't do that. I lied. I feel like that has to make you a little bit better than the person who's like, yeah, just go ahead and do it. Go ahead. That's gotta make you a little bit better. A little bit better. I think I would put her down to A tier. Speaking of burning Shireen alive, let's go ahead and talk about our favorite Melisandre. Now you might be asking yourself, why is Melisandre here? And if you think really hard, you will realize she is a mother. She gave birth. She did give birth to a dark demon spirit murderous thing that only had one goal, and that was to commit cold-blooded murder on a potential king and a really nice dude. Because I have issues? No! She is a mother. If your son goes off and commits cold-blooded murder like that and then just disappears, I can't put you in F tier, sadly. You seem like you were gonna be a great mother. I think I gotta make a whole category for her because I think she would have been a great mom to Shadow Demon Boy. Agree? Everyone raise your hand. Agree? You can't even read that, but it says Demon Mama. And we're gonna put her in our own category. Let's do Talisa real quick. Talisa was basically not a mom, but again, depending on which side of the abortion argument you're on, maybe she was a mom, maybe she wasn't. We put her on this list because theoretically, I think she would have been a fantastic mom. I think she would have been so good. I think she would have been up here with all these ladies. I mean, she was such a nice person. She was such a nice partner to Rob. She's so kind. She was really smart. She was a medic. There's obviously nothing we can go off of for how she would have actually treated her children if she would have actually had them, but she was pregnant with them until the famous Red Wedding. Walda actually was a mother. There's not that much about Walda again, but Walda seemed like a pretty good mom, not gonna lie. Where she fucked up was she trusted Ramsay around his dogs. I put her in here because she was a mother. There's not too much to say about her, to be honest, but if I were to just take a stab at it, I would probably say she is a good mom. You know, probably D or F. Honestly, I think she deserves her own category for I don't know because not enough screen time. I don't know because no screen time. I think she would have been a good mom, but too hard to say. And last but not least, because this is just a duplicate, last but not least, we have Gilly. Gilly is, to me, just easily one of the best moms ever. Just like Sam, she treats her son, Sam, very well, always considering what he needs. I think this alone makes her a fantastic mom. Little Sam was gonna get sacrificed to White Walker demons. She said, I'm gonna risk my life and Big Sam's life by trying to get him out of here. I'm gonna risk my life by trying to get out of here. I'm gonna run away from home, the only home I ever known, despite it being horribly abusive. I'm gonna work in a place I don't know, a dirty, nasty, dangerous place that I don't know, in Motown, the brothel, and I'm gonna try to make a life for my son, even though it's really bad. And she picked a really good person to try to do that with. So I think she easily is an F tier. There's nothing she ever has done wrong with little Sam. There's really not even much to say. She's just a great mom. She treats the baby really, really well. She always is looking out for him. But I forgot one really critical person. The most important person I forgot. Enough that I had to add this on is, of course, Daenerys. Daenerys is a mother. She is both the mother of dragons and she was literally a mother at one point. I think that if we only consider her as the mother of dragons, I think that she's a pretty damn good mom. Pretty damn good mom. Like probably D to F tier. I would probably say, actually I'd say C to D tier because she was so good to her dragons. Like especially in the beginning, she always kept them fed, she kept them housed. They were her priority, like over everything. She always wanted to get her dragons. When people tried to kidnap them or dragon nap them, whatever, she was like, I gotta get them back. I love them. Like she clearly had and has a very strong bond with all of them, even though we all know Drogon's her preferred favorite, but whatever. I guess every parent has a favorite, right? I wasn't it, as you could probably guess. So yeah, she was really awesome to her dragons, of course. Until Meereen. Meereen, there was obviously a lot of issues happening in Meereen to force her hand into shackling her dragons in a somewhat of a dragon pit, to be honest. So she ended up shackling them there to protect other people from her dragons. Now you could look at it as, oh, she was protecting her dragons as well, because if people saw them as a danger or a threat, like they were causing too many problems, like Drogon was when he killed that child, they could potentially kill them. But I think she prioritized her rule over her dragons. You know, if she was the best mother of dragons, she would have, you know, been like, oh, well, then I can't be queen then. I'll go fly away and be somewhere else where they won't, you know, disturb people. Something, maybe. I would probably put her more in D tier. Yeah, I actually think that's pretty accurate. Like, we're putting her with Catelyn, with Cersei as a mother. I feel like that's pretty good. Maybe, probably like top of D tier. D plus. She gets a D plus. Or D minus? I guess we're going down. She gets a D minus. That's weird. You probably don't want to chain your kids up. I mean, I wouldn't. I don't think that's being a great mother. That's just me, I guess. You know, I'm the weird one. Don't forget we still have Randyll Tarly to do for the worst dads tier list. Randyll Tarly, just to finish this up, forgot to include him. This man's shit. He's a terrible dad. He literally told his son he would kill him if he didn't go to the wall. And I'm gonna make it look like an accident, a hunting accident, so your mom doesn't know and no one knows. Despite kinslaying being very bad, arguably S tier. I'm not gonna put you S tier though, because these are people who actually kill their children. I actually think I should bring Water down to A tier. I don't think Water is quite as bad. He has not killed any of his children. Although he let his wife die in front of him. But hey, I didn't say husband, I said father. I think Randyll is an A tier bad dad. I mean, he's worse than Tywin in my opinion. He is very close to S tier. Because he threatened, and I think he was serious. This guy did not seem like a person who made empty threats. I think he would have killed Sam. And that's the worst thing you can do to your child. You kill them for selfish reasons. I'll leave him in A tier for bad dad because he treated Sam very poorly. But his other son, not bad. And this video right here has the rest of the worst dad rankings.